hi, it's Joey Reynolds, the Cheesecake Guy. That's what I'm going to be known as. Like Paul Newman, great movie star, Academy Award winner, beautiful, wonderful actor, and a race car driver. And he started that company where he gave some of the money to charity. And he had the Paul Newman sauce, the popcorn, and all those products. And he became more famous from that than he was as a movie star, because generations come along and they don't know anything about before. Why would you? How would you? Unless you study history. And these days, since everybody's so separated, you have to get into a boutique culture where you study history on something you're interested in or that you want to be a part of, because you can't take everything in. It's just too much. It's too big. Even the Broadway shows, they've replaced Barbra Streisand, had famous, funny girl. She was the best. Nobody could ever replace her. And in the movie, but they found a girl. They found a stand-in, as a matter of fact, from NYU drama graduate, school graduate, and she sings very well. But this is not Barbra Streisand. I mean, everybody is that wants to replicate something. I'm old enough to remember the original, so I'm dangerous. When you are younger, you don't know there was an original, and this is where you begin, and you think, oh, how thrilling this is. See, this is why I should replace Andy Rooney. But if I go on television and replace Andy Rooney, and you young people who are watching this don't even know who the hell he is, you're not going to know anything about Andy Rooney. Was there once and was a smartass who was edited down to where it was palatable for this conservative CBS audience that they have developed. CBS was always very conservative. Walter Cronkite in the news, Douglas Edwards, Person to Person, Edward R. Murrow, and then there was Archie Bunker. Where's the turlet? Speaking of that, I'm on the poop watch. Yesterday I went for a walk here in the neighborhood, and there were a couple of people arguing because they both have dogs, and one was blaming the other one for the poop. He says, "That's not my poop. That's." And I thought, well, they were talking about each other, but they meant the dogs. But these days it could be the poop. The poop patrol is pretty good. I walk around with plastic bags, and they are biodegradable. The poop is too, if you put it in your toilet when you bring it back to the house. But nobody likes it, because then you're using up the water, and the water gets contaminated. It goes on and on. You got to just take this poop and bear it. This poop that I picked up yesterday, there was a big 400-pound dog and a little schnauzer. Now, I knew that poop was a little bit too big for that little schnauzer. But then too, you don't know, but they were arguing, that's not my dog's poop, that's your dog. It was your poop. So I just took the poop scoop and I picked it up and walked away, and they could fight it out. I don't know. Don't leave poop on the ground, and especially on someone's lawn. Oh boy, that's a war when you do that. And nobody's supposed to water their lawn in California, so that poop thing is really that's lethal. My friend Johnny K in LA, he has an artificial lawn, and I bought him an artificial dog. It's just the way it goes now. Everything is artificial, including this thing I'm doing right now. This is all made up. I'm ad-libbing. It's artificial. This is not planned. I had nothing to say when I came here in front of the camera. I just saw the life story of Frank Sinatra. That's how bored I am. And said he thrilled audiences for 6 generations, and I thought they were talking about me. But, this is a self-centered world, and why wouldn't I apply it to myself? Oh, I want to show you my cheesecake and what I figured out. This is something no one has ever thought of that I know of. This is the Joey Reynolds famous cheesecake. This is the smaller model, the Joey Jr., but look at what I've done. I have taken this great cake, and I have taken the air out of it. Like I take the air out of a room when I walk in. But this is the cake with the air taken out of it, and it lasts so much longer. And you can freeze it, and I don't do this with all of my cakes, but I'm thinking of doing that, because I don't think anyone's done this yet, I think that this is a good idea. We're in a world of ideas, and people don't want to work because they don't want to get paid what little they have. And anyone who was raised in this last generation is not going to go be a fry boy anyway, or someone at a drive-through window. We're all too important for that. We're too grand. People don't want to do the schlep work anymore, the grunt work. They're waiting. First of all, you don't want to let anybody in the country from those countries where they are actually willing to do this work. You won't let them in the country. When you let them in, you won't give them a green card, so they can't work. And then you get mad at them because you have to pay for their medical and everything else that goes on with them, including housing. We're an open door, you know. I mean, that's it. This is we need to have a revolving door. You know, I had this guy work for me in California. I could never figure this out. He would get in the revolving door behind me and then come out ahead. Now that's really a bad manager. It's a good company though. It was called Up Your Ratings, and I did the ads for it. I did these jingles. You probably grew up with them if you're old enough on the radio. Those things that sound like the records. I produced all those things. I called the company Up Your Ratings. I would say, we have upped our ratings, now up yours. And they didn't like that. Everybody got offended when I had the live billboard on Sunset Boulevard with the live animals for Jesus Christ Superstar. They were a little bit put off. The sheriff's department shut me down. I've done a lot of things in my life. I've had 6 generations of thrilling people. And it's just fun. You know, I've had fun all my life. I'm having fun now. That's why I don't work for CBS. That's why you don't find me on television, on regular TV. Because they have too many people involved. There's all these corporate caca, you know, speaking of poopers. You know, they sit there and they figure out what's going to work for the public. I noticed that CBS owns a lot of things, and they're pushing Broadway lately, which is good. Broadway needs a shot in the arm. But so does all of New York. They have to stop running. On the news, they run all the crime. And then on the magazine shows, they tell you how wonderful everything is. Now, which way do you want it? I mean, if you run all the crime, nobody's going to want to come and see what's wonderful. People are not want to go to New York if they think they're going to get shot, hugged, bugged, and mugged. I mean, nobody wants to do that. That I could think of, you know, unless you're an extreme sadist. And there are those, you know, people who say, let me go get punished because I've been a bad boy or girl or a person. That's it, more like it. So I thought something today that I wanted to put on the Reynolds Wrap, and then I thought, you know, if I say too much, and I do, then people are going to start looking at me like I'm disgruntled and angry and a mad person. And I'm not. I'm just a regular guy just having fun with all the craziness. I think this is absurd. You know, don't pay any attention to my stuff. I'm just reviewing the way we are. That's it. This time in history is a good time for comedy. You know, I mean, comedy is absurd, and we certainly are filled with that. Oh, we've got all kinds of people that want to be famous because they want to make money, but they're not honest about it. And those who've made a lot of money and they put it in the wrong place. And some have invested in my company. So, you know, just be careful. You have to watch yourself now. You're responsible for you and nobody else. You know that. And there's these television shows now that are self-help. What happened to Wendy Williams? Wendy O. Williams, wasn't she? She just recently left. She was interesting. She sat there like me and just talked. I don't know how long I could put up with someone else talking because I'm a talker too. Put 2 of us in the same room, we cancel each other out. I'm watching now my great career of being a pooper scooper, a whistleblower. That's it. I was the one who blew I blew the information on the neighborhood. There's crap down there. That's it. WKRP crap. So that's it. I've had enough of me today. I've got to go and bother someone else now. I have many offers, but I can't take any of them because some of them require doing time. And I want to be on time. I don't want to do time. I don't want to go to jail. For some reason, I've avoided that. I don't like spending time in solitary confinement because I don't like the company. Anyway, it's a Reynolds Wrap.